Hi everyone, so today we are going to go ahead and look at synthetic division. Now, synthetic division with polynomials only works when the divisor is linear and takes the form of x minus c, which means your lead coefficient is a 1. Now, in this question, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to double check that there are no missing terms. If you have any missing terms, you need to make sure you include a 0. So in this question, you actually do not have an x to the third term, and you are also missing the x terms. When we do synthetic division, you need to make sure that you are including those zeros. So the first thing we do is we look at our divisor and we want to find the 0 of our divisor. So if I were to set my divisor equal to 0 and solve, you're going to get an answer of 1. So that 0 goes on the outside of your kind of box. You're going to include your coefficients now. So we have our x to the fourth term has 1, then you have that 0, -3, 0, and then 1. Now, when you do synthetic division, we're always going to drop this first number, so we're dropping the 1, and you're going to multiply diagonally and add vertically, or add down. So we added down in this case, or we dropped that first 1. We're going to multiply 1 times 1 and get 1. Add down gets you 1. Multiply diagonally, always with that 0 that is located here. You get 1. Add down gets you -2. Multiply -2 times 1 gets me a -2. Add down gets you -2. 1 times -2 gets you another -2. And adding down gets you a remainder of -1. So remember that last number is always your remainder. Now here's the thing you're going to need to remember is that you started off with x to the fourth. You divided by an x, or you're cutting down 1 degree. So these are your coefficients to your terms. This is your x to the third term, x squared term, your x term, your constant, and then that last number is your remainder. So when you write your answer, you've got x cubed plus x squared minus 2x minus 2, and then you are adding, you're going to put your remainder in the numerator, and then your divisor in your fraction. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and look at this question. Looks a little bit different, but sort of same idea as with synthetic division. Let's go ahead and read what we have. You are giving a polynomial, so let's just go ahead and write our coefficients. 2, -3, and then your constant, or you just have k. Your remainder when your f of x is divided by x minus 2. So that's your divisor, which means the 0 is actually going to be 2. We are telling you that the remainder is 7. So your 7 is going to be here. We want to find out what is the value of k. So let's do synthetic division. So drop the first number, add down. So you get 2, you're going to multiply now, which gets you 4, add down gets you 1, multiply gets you 2. Now when you're trying to figure out what you have here, you're going to look at, if I add down, I'm going to add k plus 2, which is going to get me that remainder of 7, which we were told. So subtracting 2 from both sides, we know that k is equal to 5. So in this question, you got your polynomial, you are told that you have 2 factors, and you want to find all the real zeros. Now here, with our 2 factors, we're actually going to use synthetic division so we can take that degree of 4 and make it smaller by doing synthetic division. So we're just dividing it, hopefully to a quadratic or something else that we can factor. So let's use the first 0 that we would get from here. That would be a -4. And then let's go ahead and do the synthetic division. We do not have any terms missing. So we have 1, 3, -11, -21, and 28. So when we tell you that this polynomial has that factor of x plus 4, then when you do synthetic division, your remainder should be 0. So we're going to drop the first, multiply diagonally, gets you -4, add down. Multiply gets you 4, add down gets you -7, multiply gets you 28, add down gets you 7, multiply and add down. So my remainder is 0, which is what I wanted. You have another factor, so this 0 is going to be a positive one. So you're just going to keep that same row of numbers, and you're just going to do synthetic division one more time. So again, we're going to drop that 1, multiply gets you 1, add down gets you 0. You have 0, -7, -7, and 0, which is again what I wanted. All right, you had x to the third. When you did synthetic division once, this was an x to the third term. You do synthetic division again, this is your x squared term, x, and then your constant with your remainder. So that means this is x squared, you do not have an x term, and -7. So right now when we're looking at our question, what we have for f of x is you have your factor of x squared minus 7. You have your kind of your freebie, so one that's already given to you, x plus 4 and x minus 1. You already know what your zeros are. This is -4 and this is +1, so that's kind of already given. But we do need to go ahead and solve the first factor, set it equal to 0. You're going to add 7. When I take the square root, you're going to get plus or minus the square root of 7. So your answers are plus or minus square root of 7, -4, and 1. I hope this video helped you with synthetic division. If you want to review again how to do long division of polynomials, don't forget to check out that video linked above. Thanks for watching and have a great day.